You do not care about fat people's health. Learn about fat phobia. Learn about colonization. Learn about the history.
You don't have to be a scientist to logically understand that having an excessive amount of body fat is not good for your heart health, your cardiovascular health, your joints. You're probably insulin resistant.
No, you are right. I actually do not care at all. Because she said you don't care about fat.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really care about everybody. So I get it.
You don't love yourself, or you would want to take care of yourself and be here for a long time if you really loved your life. I'm sorry. Hey guys, welcome back to Normal Gaze, where we take on insanity. I'm Brad Polumbo here with Clarkson Lawson.
What's up, guys? What are we doing for members only this week?
Well, we just did My Strange Addiction clips.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna do a deep dive on Krusty. Crust.
I like
Krusty.
I crust.
Krusty.
All right.
And then also go spam our Spotify with good reviews. Even if you're gonna keep watching us on YouTube, just go to our Spotify and review the show positively.
Yeah.
If you don't like us, then forget I said anything. Anyway, we're gonna react to a non-binary fat TikToker whose rant went viral.
Let me get my talking points ready.
Just rinse
Non-binary
repeat.
isn't real. Being fat is okay as long as you aren't saying that it's healthy.
I found a doctor.
I don't know.
Who I think lost her medical license. Again, it's the British doctors are deranged.
Yeah.
But her whole shtick is that she calls herself the fat doctor, and she argues there's no evidence that being fat is bad for you.
This is like that therapist on Jubilee.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to get her to do an interview.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's.
So what's?
Oh, this is
Sorry. The minute he said that title, my energy went.
somebody, but this is actually a funny one.
Okay.
That there's just a lot in the video.
Clark, you're not doing the Latino this week, so you have to do.
That's true. We have to make money. We have to find somebody
else to milk.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
you know, you like the term milk.
I don't like the term milk because I associate it with Lily Tino. All right, we've got to stop talking about Lily. All right.
We should start putting Lily in the thumbnail of all the
Of
videos,
every
even though there's no
video.
Lily.
Yeah. We should do it for one as a joke. Yeah.
Now that you're here.
Do it for this one. Sorry, guys. We're actually not talking about Lily Tino today.
Oh my God, I'm going to do that.
We're actually not talking about Lily Tino today, but apparently you only want to watch us when we talk about Lily Tino.
I'm literally going to make the title Lily Tino.
Yeah. Do it.
Oh my God, that's so funny. All right, let's watch this clip.
You do not care about fat people's health. Stop pretending like you do, okay? Because if you actually cared, then you would do research. You would learn about fat phobia, learn about colonization, learn about the history of why fatness is demonized in our culture. Look.
Science?
Have you never seen the Statue of Fertility? Have you never seen works of art throughout history? Me and my fat ass are gonna be over here looking hot as and I'm healthier than you.
Doubt it.
That's what really bugs
Actually,
me.
baby.
You don't know how healthy I am by looking at me. Period. End of
We
story.
can guess.
Be gone.
Oh, I don't know if she's trying to be Medea or a gay man or a mix of both, but yeah, so statues in history were fat because most of the population was frail and starving, and fatness was reserved for very rich people, so it was glorified. But then
Now we have the opposite.
this thing called science caught up with us.
Oh no, it's just colonization.
Yeah, no, it was I didn't know colonization was the same thing as science, but
It's
I guess
colonization.
Colonization must be good
That's
then.
slowly surrounding her heart
Yeah.
and all her vital organs. It's
Fat
colonization.
Actually, there is an argument that the body storing fat cells is a form of colonization
I'm sorry, explain this argument.
because they colonize your organs, specifically your liver, fatty liver disease, right, doctor?
Sure,
Yeah.
I like this.
And I think that overconsumption of fat is a form of colonization because
Wow.
you are colonizing your body with fat stores that it does not need and actually ends up hurting you.
But you don't actually, she's healthier than us. And you can't tell by
You're
looking.
might be.
truly intersectional, Clark. That is.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you very much. She probably is healthier than me.
Well, because you're injecting yourself with random But
yeah, and I just started vaping again, and I've been partying a little bit.
I know, but you're still
I've been having a good time.
Also, it's like, it's irrelevant. Maybe she is healthier than you, but not because she's fat. On that dimension, she is unhealthy.
Correct.
So she might be an overall healthy person still. Now, it's probably a matter of time, unfortunately. These things tend to cause issues. I don't know. So to the doctor producer, is this really something where it's like, oh, it's just whiteness, it's just bias? No, it's just like objective, demonstrated, scientific fact.
Do you actually think Spencer Pratt has a chance at winning? Because there are people who are lying to me and they're like, oh, I think Spencer Pratt's going to win. And I'm like,
I mean, listen, I kind of doubt it, but the fact that it's even a chance is crazy. Is such a vibe shift. And I think I'm not unhappy about. But according to our channel partners at Kalshi, people think there is a 26% chance that Spencer Pratt could win and actually be the next mayor of Los Angeles. Of course, Karen Bass has a 69% chance, giggity, and the other candidate has about 5%. But I think it's cool. I think it's really exciting. I'll be following along. I've got the Kalshi app on my phone. They send you live updates and notifications. Lots of exciting markets happening over there. And Kalshi is the first CFTC-regulated exchange dedicated to trading on the outcome of future events. So if you want to get in on the excitement and the action, if you're in LA or really anywhere, go ahead and download the app and just use code BRADP when you sign up, or click the link in the description. And who knows, maybe he'll win. And if not, something else exciting will be happening soon. Now back to the show.
Well, what they're saying is that fatness itself is not the thing that's associated. It's the diseases that come from being overweight.
Isn't that just a way of saying the same thing?
Well, it's been proven that
saying.
it is. The problem that they miss is that there's plenty of studies that have proven it is causal.
Yeah, that's like saying
and not correlated.
The issue is,
and they're claiming that fatness it may be correlated. Only correlated to like increasing all-cause mortality, but it's actually been proven in many studies that it is causal.
She's like, actually, just because she's like, actually, smoking isn't the problem. Lung cancer is the problem.
That's essentially what they're saying. Yeah, they're like, well, healthy people get lung cancer, so smoking must not cause it. That's what they're saying.
Is that literally the level of scientific analysis we're dealing? I mean, what's interesting to me is that like, even the wokest, most left-wing doctors, it's not controversial that being obese is bad for you. It's not in dispute.
No.
Yeah, it's just not.
It'd be more of a social. So yeah, then when she's telling you to do the research, all of the things she's wanting you to do research on are more social constructs, if you notice.
Or like
she wasn't saying we need to do more medical research. Because
she's saying we need to learn about the harms of being fat and how it causes depression and all of that. Yeah.
And that's why your heart is slowly drowning.
Also, as if my issue is that they'll blame like depression and the social aspects of being fat all on like social constructs.
I mean, it's part of it.
Sure,
and it's
that's
wrong.
part of it. But
Bullying,
I think some of those social constructs are created based off of biology. In the same way that if you inject a bunch of estrogen, you may start acting in a way that is more associated with the social construct of femininity, but that's still influenced by biology. Just like being fat influences you to be a little bit more lethargic or to act a certain way or maybe to overconsume. Not always, but sometimes. And then
you can't really separate it.
Breeds a social construct based off of the biology that's happening at the individual level. Wow, I am smart.
Wow.
Thank you. I'm done.
Let's see. So, and the one thing is like she's like, you don't care about fat people's health or whatever she said at the beginning. I actually kind of do, but to the extent...
I do because I don't have health insurance because premiums are so damn high.
And that's part of it, I guess, but there's a lot that goes into it. I care. I want you to do better for yourself, but at the end of the day, it's your choice. I don't care.
I care more about you having the freedom to hurt yourself than I do about you actually hurting yourself, because I think that that's what we should value more, but that doesn't mean that I don't care about you.
And I only have so many to give, and there are like children dying of sudden diseases every day, and so it's like when you cause it to yourself, I'm gonna have less sympathy for you, but I still want you to be
I mean,
better
I do
and
think
do well.
there's an argument to be made about like hunger signaling and some people being higher and like addictive behavior being more prone to them. I don't think that means that you are unable to help yourself.
And
but I do think from like a scientific perspective, I have a lot of empathy towards people who are overweight because it's not as easy
It's not
as just
easy.
putting the fork down. It's simple. It's as simple as putting the fork
It's a
down,
good
but it's
point.
not
It's
as
simple,
easy.
but it's not easy. I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
In the era of GLP-1s, they should just take something.
Well, honestly, yeah, I think everybody should be on retatrutide
No,
or
not
Ozempic or something.
everybody.
Not retatrutide. Sorry, that's not legal yet. But
Tirzepatide,
yeah,
what you're
tirzepatide.
thinking.
Yeah,
We're gonna watch a video from this Noah guy who always makes
I
videos
know
about this
exactly what you're
topic,
talking about.
and I
Yeah,
liked his video on it,
yeah.
so we're gonna watch it. He's low-key kind of fun.
It's okay.
It's more your type.
Yeah,
he's
he's
like,
cute.
well, he's not Muslim or hairy or Latino,
Harry.
like
No.
bearded.
Oh, well, I don't really care about beards. I just like dark features. Anyways,
You do not care about fat people's health. Stop pretending like you do. Because if you
I love
actually
her
cared,
facial
you
expressions
would
and the
do research. You would learn about fat phobia, learn about colonization, learn about the history
know
and
that
why
method.
fatness is
that's the most
demonized
exercise she's
our
had in
culture.
days.
Me and my fat ass are gonna be over here looking hot as and I'm
You're
healthier
sweating.
than you. You don't know how healthy
There's so
I
many
am
jump
by
cuts.
looking at me. Period.
She has
Girl,
to catch her
you
breath.
ate. Everything that's ever been in front of you, listen, you don't have to be a scientist to logically understand that having an excessive amount of body fat is not good for your heart health, your cardiovascular health, your joints. You're probably insulin resistant. You don't have to know all this history to understand that you're not functioning and feeling at the maximum capacity as you could be with a lower body fat percentage. Remember, you have one body, maybe you should take care of it.
He ate.
The thing is like, obviously, those comments aren't nice, but on social media, you kind of have to start your video out with like a, so I understand why he said that. But yeah, he's right.
No lies detected.
Yeah.
I love that you look insulin resistant or whatever he
That's
said.
crazy.
I'm gonna start dropping that on people.
Don't GLPs cause insulin resistance, or they can? That's a side effect, doctor?
I don't think they would cause. I don't know.
I don't know.
I
So
thought they were given to diabetics.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, why are we getting science advice from you? I'd rather get Helen Weberly on the
So
okay,
what you're
Brian.
thinking
ask.
of is the drug you're definitely not taking involves one of the insulin receptors.
Okay. Got it. I don't know.
That's why it's a novel
Got it.
medication.
So, Queen here did make a follow-up video after getting lots of
Oh, she did.
wait, I want to read a couple comments actually. Someone on her original video, someone commented, "No, you are right. I actually do not care at all." Because she said, "You don't care about
Yeah,
fat
I
people's
mean, you
health."
can't really care about everybody. It's like
Somebody said, "What does colonization have to do with this? Please elaborate." Yeah, girl, you ate ... N8 N8 N8. Yeah, that's
now I know where Noah got
maybe.
his
Girl,
opener.
let's be for real. I'm fat as well, by the way. Thank you. Not all fat people are delusional. People think I'm really fat phobic, and I'm not.
No, I just think that you are very direct
Blunt.
and blunt about it. I kind of pussyfoot around
I don't.
a little bit just because I want fat viewers to know that I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah, we love
but
them.
I don't
we don't
acknowledge
judge them.
those talking points as truth because they're
No,
not.
we tell you the
yeah,
truth.
Yeah, correct.
But Brad's equally mean to all types of people he doesn't like. So it's
Yeah.
Number 0.
Well, this is why-
zero interpersonal.
Well, actually,
it's nothing to do with.
I was going to say this is why you're on the black background, but that would mean that if it's yin and yang, that would mean that you are the light in the darkness and I would be the dark.
I'm the light.
That doesn't seem quite right.
You have,
Yeah,
you
because
don't have
there's a little
dark
dot.
features.
But it doesn't seem quite right. I think that I would be the light in the dark. Whereas
But we
you
didn't
would
pick
be
it based on that. We just picked it based on how we looked.
Yeah. That's how he did.
Which is
Checks out.
unsurprising. All right, we're going to watch her video responding to all the backlash she got.
My video blew up on TikTok. Oh, and the hateful comments have become overwhelming. I'm just a fat in love with my life. You're so hateful about that.
Doubt.
Sounds like a you problem to me.
Well, no, that's not what you were saying. You weren't just saying you were happy with your life. You
Yeah,
were
you
making,
insulted us.
You were giving.
You called us racist,
You were basically
uneducated.
You're basically discrediting every established medical system in the 21st century, claiming they're wrong. You made some pretty bold claims
And
there.
then she's just like, I was
and
just
then
loving
blamed it all
myself.
and then blamed it all on the white man. So I don't really know if that's just loving yourself. Also, considering you're white, I don't know if that's loving yourself. So yeah.
Also, you don't love yourself, or you would want to take care of yourself and be here for a long time if you really loved your life. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's me being mean again, but it's true.
Yeah, I think, yeah. That's a little loaded, but yeah.
That could be said about a lot of things that I say.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're done with our high calorie friend here. And we're going to turn to our comments. Guys, remember to become a channel member if you want us to possibly read your comment, question, or feedback on air, and or to unlock our weekly members only videos. We have over 1,100 members now.
Which is crazy.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And at 2,000, Clarkson will delete his OnlyFans.
I thought it was 10,000.
No, that's way too high. We're never going to have 10,000.
Okay. It might be getting deleted anyways.
Inshallah.
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh, producer doubts. Because
it's nice money, but
I was going to say.
Anyway, all right. Comment time.
Question for Clarkson. How are you healing? When I watched your live, you said you still had a hole in your stomach.
You
got to update us.
Oh, don't show.
You just wanted to show your abs.
Yeah,
I don't have abs. I'll show it.
Here we go.
Oh, God. I don't want to look at that.
So you can see it right here. Can you see it on camera? Yeah. And then this one's covered up. So I still have 2 holes.
Oh?
In my stomach. Technically 4.
Pause.
There's your update.
Oh, they probably couldn't even hear me, but it's fine.
Yeah, probably.
I love the show Superstore. What's your favorite character?
You mentioned that.
Yeah. I don't know who I think I forgot her name. It's the Asian girl.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Do your Asian impression again.
So we know which
one.
That's so
My favorite character in the Superstore is the one that look like me.
Someone please clip this and post it on TikTok.
That was good. It's way better than my British accent.
Apparently
That's true.
Way better than
that's not saying anything.
That's not
British
saying much.
accent.
Next one is, do you guys understand how much we rely on you for levity throughout the week? People scoff at quote-unquote influencers, but anything that makes this life easier to endure is worth a hell of a lot.
No, that's sweet.
Aw.
Well, I mean, yeah, influencers are just entertainers.
Oh, we talked earlier. That's something you've also kind of changed my mind around. I used to feel bad when I was doing content that wasn't serious or educational or informative or substantive. And I've come around to this position. I still want to do both.
Yeah.
But there's actually is value in entertaining people and making people smile and making people laugh, even if it's not actually anything important.
I would argue that there's more inherent value in it.
Well,
depending on the content, obviously, and there's nuances to it, but like if people are just always focused on what's logical and true, it really takes the magic out of life, and I think that it depresses people very easily.
But I think you need both.
Yeah, obviously.
And I think it was for a while I was like, oh, that's like low brow, just entertaining people. And in reality, I
mean, I think it takes talent to entertain people.
I do as well.
Yeah.
And we're big talents around here.
Naturally. Next one. If you had to be handcuffed to Blossom or Lily for 24 hours, who would you choose?
Blossom. I feel like me and Blossom would be friends after. If I'm being honest.
I feel like you'd end up
Ew. What the what the
Now
on
you're just
what
saying
grounds
shit.
is that belief? Like
because you're bipolar at some point in the 24 hours, it'd be right there.
My bipolar stuff, which I'm not actually bipolar, has never influenced a sexual decision where my standard. That's not true.
I was gonna say cap.
That's
not true at all. But
Might
I don't
not
think
be the bipolarness.
It's never been like my standards have never dropped that significantly.
What are you saying about Blossom?
That my preference in men with penises doesn't ever really come close to Blossom's essence.
You're just saying you couldn't handle that ride.
Probably not. Probably not.
I would definitely choose Blossom because I have no ill will towards Blossom. I mean, I think she's a ridiculous person and like very unserious intellectually, obviously, but I think she seems sweet, if
I
delusional.
I don't think that she's like evil or something.
Whereas I think Lily is evil. Like
yeah.
Lily is actually sick, and I would never want to be near Lily. Blossom, I could hang out with and have fun with, and respect that there's pieces of her personality that I'm sure are lovely.
Yeah.
Whereas Lily Tino, no. Like Blossom has no allegations of illicit behavior
just
that I'm
crazy
aware
opinions.
of. Just bad, and I have a lot of room for just me. I have room for bad opinions and all sorts of stuff. But when it's like you're being weird towards children, like Lily,
Lily is somebody that we actually do not like confidently
like it's
do not like.
It's funny, but it's not.
No.
Okay.
What are some internet restrictions or laws that Clarkson would make happen in Clarkistan?
Oh boy.
So
all OF is banned except yours.
That's all you get.
No, I wouldn't say that because it's a lucrative market, and considering how much plastic surgery we would be paying for people, I just think that the market will be flooded with so many hot people that OF wouldn't be very profitable, so it would kind of work itself out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
but what
James
I would
Fishback.
do is I would make sure no kids are allowed on social media at all. And yeah, that's the first thing. I would ban kids from social media. I'd probably also do something with algorithms. I don't know yet. And then these are kind of boring laws. What other things? What
They're
was
practical.
the question?
About internet laws.
Internet
Oh,
laws.
it was internet laws?
Yeah.
Specifically internet, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I would ban people from showing their children because I think that the internet laws would be so strict that the issue with trigger warning CP, I think that would be pretty solved.
Yeah.
But if it was America, I might, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
Clarkistan would be utopia, so it wouldn't really be a problem.
More like dystopia.
Well,
No.
those things sometimes overlap.
Okay.
Last one
Dystopia for
is
some, but utopia for most.
Only for the.
That's our saying. Clarkistan, dystopia for some, utopia for most.
That's like
Terrifying.
If you're hot.
every authoritarian's vision ever.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
Like,
we can't
I
get
am an
everybody.
authoritarian on normal gays.
Oh my god.
In my dreams, I am because it's a utopia.
Okay, last comment.
Last comment is if you had to add a third member to the channel, who
We're monogamous.
would you choose?
Who would you?
You go
Three's
first.
a crowd.
Probably Blair as the most of the funny
You would become too right wing, I
vibe.
think.
Well,
For me.
our fans would love it.
I would add somebody who doesn't talk politics. Like somebody like a gay influencer that like maybe like in the like Trisha sphere.
Oh my god, Trisha. No, she would never. hang with us.
No. I mean, I feel like that the actual sphere is like too left wing, even for me. But somebody who is like making funny-ish content, like a comedian that is not associated with politics. I think that would. But it would also. I don't want them to outshine me.
Yeah.
That is the problem.
Yeah.
Oh well. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching Normal Gays, and do become a channel member to unlock our weekly members-only videos and to get us to possibly read your comments on air. Hit the like button, all of that, and we'll be back with more Normal Gays real soon.